Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just allow feelings of worry, tension, stress to leave your body in your outward breath. And perhaps as a consequence of breathing in this resourceful feeling and just letting go of that tension, don't be surprised if you naturally just start to feel more and more relaxed. Not because you need to, but just because it's a really nice feeling to let go of that tension, of that stress, of any worries. And in doing so, just breathe. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just allow that outward breath to be slightly longer than it normally would be. And notice that when you breathe in, you're breathing in slightly more than you did before. And each and every breath of resourcefulness is taking you into a lovely state of hypnosis. And you know what that state is. That pleasurable, slightly altered state. A place where significant changes can take place. That kind of place where your best ideas just come to you naturally. So as you breathe in and breathe out, just naturally find yourself going to that place. And I want you to imagine that if you had significantly more money than you currently have, maybe your income was 2, 3, 4 times what it is right now. You'd paid off those significant debts, had sufficient savings and a higher income. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a dream holiday destination. As you relax, just imagine that place. And almost effortlessly, thoughts start to come to mind, perhaps of a sandy beach, maybe crystal clear waters, perhaps palm trees or yachts and boats on the sea on the horizon. And isn't it strange just thinking about a beautiful holiday just gets you into that holiday frame of mind. And I want you to imagine you're not just seeing this beach, but I want you to imagine that you are now on this beach. That's right. And as you imagine yourself on this beach, perhaps soft white sands, crystal clear waters, maybe you can see the coral or the rocks every now and then through the clearness of the waters. You can hear the gentle breaking of the waves, and I want you to get a sense of just how relaxed you feel here. And I want you to imagine there's a hammock, perhaps a sun lounger, maybe just a big blanket on the beach, somewhere where you can lie down and just relax. And imagine doing that. Imagine going to that place and just lying down. You can still hear the breaking waves, you can still feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Imagining not that this could be a future holiday of yours, but that it will be a future holiday of yours. A beautiful holiday, a luxury holiday maybe. The kind of place that you would only go to if you had significantly more money than you currently do. And just imagine lying there. And very soon I will count down, just from 5 to 1, and with each descending number you will feel deeper and deeper into a pleasurable state of trance-like hypnosis. starting to count 5, just breathing in and breathing out and feeling like you're going to that place. 4, your mind knows how to get there, so just allow it to happen. Your body feels heavier, limper, looser, more and more relaxed as you go to that place. 3, you breathe effortlessly in and effortlessly out as your body just unwinds, starts to let go. That's it. 2 and then 1, and just imagine going to that place. A beautiful place. A beautiful place in your mind. That's right. I want you to imagine you're there, in that place. And in this place, deeper in your subconscious mind, you can access perhaps memories. And I want you to think back to when perhaps early beliefs were formed about money. Beliefs that perhaps you still hold and perhaps that aren't useful. Maybe as a child there were arguments with those people that you loved and respected that they were having about money, and maybe it was a cause of conflict or confrontation. Maybe there was feelings of scarcity, of there not being enough. Maybe you can recall memories of feeling shame or guilt or something else around money, and just observe these thoughts. Don't integrate with them, but just recall those thoughts like you're seeing yourself as a child, like you're someone else, and just get a sense that as a child you picked up on ideas from those people that you respected, you trusted, you loved, and therefore it's completely understandable that when those seeds of ideas were sown in that impressionable young mind of yours, there was no other reference. You didn't sit down and choose what to believe about money back then. These were just accidentally planted in the same way that if you think of a meadow is different than a farm. In a farm, what grows are the seeds that are deliberately planted. But in nature, what grows are whatever seeds are caught by the wind and just happen to land by luck, a combination of soft soil and perhaps a rainy day. And those seeds take root and grow just like the deliberate seeds in a farm. You didn't pick and choose what to believe about money. These were just ideas caught by the wind that took root and then grew. And when something grows, why would it change unless you go back and just unplant that seed of an idea and maybe plant something else much more beneficial? And I want you to imagine that your higher self, the powerful unconscious part, now knows which of those ideas, which of those beliefs are currently causing problems in your day-to-day life. Maybe ideas that the only way to make money is to compromise your values. Maybe there's an idea that you have to work really hard in order to make ends meet. Maybe there's this shadow of an idea that you have to be bad or corrupt or sneaky in order to make money. Whatever beliefs that your unconscious mind knows are not helpful or useful for you in the present, that are somehow getting in the way of you living the best possible life. I want you to imagine your unconscious mind is going back and weeding. If you imagine that these non-deliberate ideas that are no longer helpful are the equivalent of weeds, and just imagine that your unconscious mind is weeding, taking those ideas out from the roots. They're not trimming the ideas, they're getting right to the very root of the idea, of the belief, and just taking them out Imagine this is happening right now, and as it happens, you feel lighter, more expansive. Feel that in the same way that when there's a tumor in the body, if you only treat the symptoms, the tumor continues to grow. But if you can remove the tumor, then the body starts to heal. And I want you to imagine that your unconscious mind now sees these weeds as tumors. Things that if they're left there will grow and have a detrimental impact on how much money you make, how much money you keep, your financial security, your comfort, your freedom will all be impeded if these tumors are left there in your unconscious mind. And imagine that your higher self is now going to the very root of the problem and removing these weeds, these tumors, so there is nothing left, nothing that can grow anymore of these ideas, only these ideas that are negative, detrimental to the quality of your life that relate to money. Everything else will remain intact. And as this is happening, I want you to imagine that in real life, if you were to take out a weed, there would be a small gap in the soil of all that space that was created from the roots of that weed. And I want you to imagine that rather than just leaving nothing there, what if we planted other seeds, deliberate seeds of powerful beliefs that could actually be useful for your financial well-being? How powerful would it be not just to get rid of those financial weeds, but plant beautiful financial flowers, perhaps beautiful financial trees that would not just grow but bear fruit, and that fruit could be valuable experiences, feelings, emotions, changes to the quality of your lifestyle. So imagine your unconscious mind is weeding and removing those financial tumors and instead planting new ideas. And imagine that these ideas are being planted in the very spaces that are now available from what was taken before. And one of these seeds of an idea is that money is positive. Money is utility. It can be useful. You can use it to make choices. I want you to imagine holding the seeds in your fingers, and then you and your unconscious mind are planting these seeds in the very spaces that are left from the weeds that have been removed. I want you to imagine one seed of an idea is just, yes, I deserve money. And feel how good it feels to plant that seed of an idea. Maybe you even feel a physical, emotional reaction in your body as you plant this seed of an idea that you deserve money. In another gap, another space, I want you to plant the idea that money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Feel it take root. That's right. And then plant another seed of an idea. With money, I can provide for myself and those that I love. How can you give money to those that you love, the most important people in your life, if you don't have it? But if you have it, you can. Money are those choices. I want you to find another space in the seed, in the soil of your mind, where you plant another seed of an idea. And that is that money is yes, yes, yes. Feel the positivity linked to the idea of money, as you plant that seed of an idea deep in your unconscious mind. Another idea that you could plant could be, money allows me more quality time and freedom. And feel how good it feels to plant that seed of an idea, particularly if it was replacing one of those tumorous, cancerous ideas about money. And now you believe that money allows me more quality time and freedom. You're getting a sense that you're planting positive ideas and beliefs about money. And maybe you know people that already have these ideas about money that are really positive, and you were resistant to them before because there was already something planted in its place. But now there's a vacuum. Allow your unconscious mind to plant any other seeds of an idea, perhaps that not just that you deserve money, but that you attract opportunities that will lead to money. That money really is freedom, because it gives you the ability to make choices about what to do with your life and your time, and allow these other powerful positive ideas to be planted deep in your subconscious mind. And then be aware. Whenever a seed is planted, it needs to be watered and given sunshine. And I want you to accept that although these seeds have been planted, what you do in the next few days will represent that rain and sun that these seeds need to truly be nurtured. So you will support these fragile beliefs by doing things that act as if they're already true. And in doing so, don't be surprised if these seeds of ideas rapidly take root, start growing strong enough that they need no help from you, that you just see the world through the lens of these beliefs. And don't be surprised if in the next few weeks and months your income starts to go up. You change how you think about saving and investing. Maybe you come up with ideas for additional ways to make money. And maybe there's another belief that making money can actually be fun. I want you to get a sense that your life is now on a different trajectory. It was going in one direction with all of those weeds and cancerous beliefs, but now there are new beliefs planted. So it stands to reason that your life is now on a different tangent, meaning that you will end up in a different direction, a powerful, positive direction. You have permission from your subconscious mind to make as much money as you want. And anything that exceeds your own personal needs, you choose what to do with that excess. They say that money can't buy you happiness. But how happy would you feel if you gave away some of that excess money to important causes that had a profound impact on the quality of other people's lives, people in need? Would that not make you happy? I want you to get a sense. I want you to get a sense that you can't pour from an empty cup. And once your own personal cup is overflowing with money, the excess can be given away without affecting the quality of your life. And in doing so, inoculates yourself against this idea that money is greedy or unfair. Once you have more than enough for you and the people you love, then it's your choice whether to give anything over and above that away to those people or causes in need. Perhaps you can make a picture or a movie of just how good it would feel to have that level of impact, to create a legacy beyond your life. And now it's time to leave this place. Leave this part of your subconscious mind knowing that you've taken out detrimental, toxic, the weeds of these belief systems that have been holding you back financially, and replace them with powerful alternatives. And I want you to imagine that you're creating a gardener inside your subconscious mind with the specific purpose of constantly being vigilant for financial weeds and replacing them with financial flowers and financial trees. Meaning that from this point onwards, your subconscious mind won't just make this change, but will maintain this change. And you will notice the difference in your own life. As your financial future changes, you will recall that it all came back down to what you believed and felt about money. And that when the beliefs changed, the emotions changed. And when the emotions changed, real life changed. And it's those real life changes that you deserve to enjoy. And then you realize that this is just your subconscious mind, and actually, aren't you there? Perhaps still on that beach, on that hammock, on that lounger, on that blanket. Warmth on your skin. Still hearing the breaking waves, realizing that perhaps you're already in your financial future. Wouldn't it be strange, perhaps, a year or 2 years from now, that this luxurious holiday destination that you thought was out of reach, you are actually enjoying and experiencing this experience? This is your imagination, not daydreaming, but manifesting a future. Because now that your beliefs about money have changed, this is no longer a possibility. It's a destiny. Enjoy this feeling, knowing that this is heading your way. And now it's time to leave this place. As you realize that this is just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams, and actually you're listening to my voice firmly in the present, no longer on that beach. You're listening to my voice in the present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body, listening to my voice right now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, waking up, getting ready to open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.